Hi all, welcome back. It's Brendan here from RGK New Zealand, and thanks for the response and the feedback on the last shoe time video, which was well received and appreciative in terms of the comments and some of the suggestions, which is where this next shoe time video has come about. So the biggest question we get asked is, how do I select a device? Which device is right for me? The options just get confusing sometimes. It's like buying a car. There's too many options out there and you never know which is which. So let's break this down. And it's the same conversation I have with all of the people that I trial with. And it's a conversation that seems to work for people and allows people to get their head straight in terms of what they are looking for, but also what's right for them as well. Sometimes you never know, but you can get close. And the main thing is to understand what you're looking for. So let's kick things off. Here's the latest share time video, and hopefully you enjoy. Thanks a lot. So how do I select a power-assist device? How I refer to it as the 80-20 rule. So I'll break it into three separate areas. The first one is obviously selecting the device itself. Second one is in terms of how that's going to change and opening up your life. The other option or the next thing to consider is in and around the options that when your life does open up, in terms of what are things that you need to be aware of when you're selecting your device. And I'll cover those in the next in different sections for you. So first one, how do I select the device? So again, it comes back to the 80-20 rule. So think about in terms of what you're wanting to do and where you're wanting to go the most. If the majority of your life is going to the mall, going to church, community events, going to sports grounds, getting and wanting to be more independent in terms of groceries and to the dairy, or just cruising around the countryside or cruising around the community, then thinking of the device that's going to suit you the best is going to be a key. So things like the range of the device, the setup of the device, the weight for transferring, that sort of thing, is going to be critical to make sure that you understand what's going to best suit you the most and be the most practical for you to use. Now, we all have visions of grandeur and we all have visions that we're going to climb mountains and all that sort of stuff. In reality, it's just not true. It comes back to the 80-20 rule. If you think about what you really want to do and where you're going to get the most benefit of, A, you'll use it more, and B, you'll get the most enjoyment out of it. And you'll get the most functional use out of it, which is the key. So if you're focusing on the 20%, so you get, for example, if you get one of the bigger devices and that it does the 20% well, absolutely perfectly, but the other 80%, which you need it the most for, you find it cumbersome or it's too heavy or it's just not the right style for you, then you're going to end up not using it. So the focus is to make sure you get the most benefit out of the device. So the 80-20 rule is critical, and this way the device setup, the weight, and just have a real understanding of where you want to take the device and where you want to get the most benefit out of, whether it's going to the dairy or whether it's going to get your groceries, or whether it's just going around the walking tracks and just experiencing your community and the services and the environment around you. That's something critical. Now, what it will do though is your will open up. 100% will open up. And when it does open up, what you need to do is think about that in terms of how that's going to affect you in terms of the device. So the next topic I'm going to cover is in terms of thinking about how to approach that. Okay. So section 2. Now this is where your world opens up. So 100% you'll be able to do those things that you want to do and achieve those things that you want to achieve. But your world will open up. You'll find that you can go further and do more because things become easier. You can cut down on chair transfers. Your options to go further and for longer is going to change. So normally, for example, you might push the dairy that's just down the road. Now you might be able to push or go all the way to a local shopping centre or the supermarket. And where before that wasn't going to be possible because of whether you're carrying too much or just generally it's just tiredness. Or it could be heat as well, or cold, wet, that sort of thing. So your world will open up. So what I suggest is once you've used the 80-20 rule, worked out what's best for you in terms of the environment that you're wanting to do, think about getting the next size up, the next option available to you in that range. What that does is it just extends your reach a little bit more and extends your opportunity to go a little bit further. And this is part of the setup process that you should be going through when you do your device. So it's considering the range, the setup, and then the weight. So that's something, those are the major things that you're going to end up worrying about. especially if you're transferring it in out of your car and you want to be self-sufficient. So those are the key things you need to consider. But always think about going that next option, which will give you that flexibility, because you will end up going further, I can guarantee it. People get into a device and then they think, oh geez, I just want a little bit more, and their world starts to open up and they start to get more out there and doing more things, because the device allows them to do that. Takes the stress away from your shoulders, takes the fatigue out, you don't get as hot, and you can just walk at a pace that everyone else is walking at, and you're not always looking at the ground wondering if you're going to trip over and end up face down on the road hitting a rock or a tree or whatever. So that's my second one. And my third one is the other options that link back to number 2, which is in terms of your world opening up. So let's cover that now. Righty-ho, option 3. So option 3 are the other options you should consider when you are getting a new power assist device. So the things that I would consider, some things like rear wheels for your chair, bags, drink bottles. They're all from a comfort point of view in terms of the comfort of your journey. As your world starts to open up and you start to go further, being mindful of those things will help. So wheels, proper outdoor wheels or bigger wheels, give a lot more give in the tyre. You won't get that jarring through your body. Now you can go the next thing and you can get suspension in chairs if you're up for a new chair, or suspension wheels, that sort of thing. But the easiest option is to get a set of wheels, some off-road tyres, which will give you a lot more suspension and the ride will be a lot comfortable. Obviously bags, attaching bags, whether it be to the frame of the bike or the chair and that sort of thing, you can carry stuff, which makes life a whole lot easier, as we know. So being able to carry stuff comfortably and safely without dropping it and scattering it for Ks and Ks across the road behind you is going to be a critical thing, and it just makes the job and the journey a lot more comfortable for you as well. The next one, and probably most important, is a drink bottle holder, or a coffee cup, or a cup of tea, or whatever it is. So having those little creature comforts allow you to go further, and also make sure you're looking after yourself from a comfort point of view, and you're maintaining your water intake, you're not getting too hot, and just that you're keeping hydrated and you're keeping aware and alert. So those are what I call the comfort options. Now the safety options in and around that are things like maybe the battery or the bike itself has an ability to charge your cell phone. So it has a USB charger, which is something critical. If you are going a little bit further and you are getting out and about, having the ability to charge your phone or get power to your phone is going to be critical for you in terms from a safety perspective. If you need to get hold of someone, if you get in trouble, it's just always a nice thing to have. And the last thing is, you quite often, some of the devices, for example, Triride do, we can offer, the bigger models can offer a dual battery or a double battery setup, or you can carry a second battery with you. So you can just swap the batteries out, put one in a bag, so the bags come in earlier on, or you put one on your backpack and that sort of thing. So it does give you that safety feature again, and it does allow you, if you do get, you're not going to get stuck in the middle of nowhere and run out of juice, basically. Okay, so hopefully that was valuable and gave you some insight in regards to that. Righty-ho, I hope there was some use, and like I said, I hope if you need any questions answered further, give us a call. More than happy to have that chat, or drop us an email. More than happy to go through the detail with you in regards to any particular queries or questions you may have, whether it be in regards to Triride or just Power Assist in general, in terms of how they work and what options they provide, and the setups that are available to you. So again, thanks a lot. Appreciate the feedback, and hope this answered a lot of questions that we got. And like I said, always happy to hear any suggestions that you would like to see for a share time video. I'll do my best to answer them. And until then, have a great week, a great day, a great night, whenever you're watching this. Take care. Talk soon. Bye.